Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Cover to Cover. You're here with Mo,
Andrea,
and Morgan.
All right, so today we want to talk about literary web series, Lauren Graham's new book, and what books will matter 100 years from now. Plus, Tiffany tells us what's on her nightstand. But first, did you guys know that there was such a thing as literary hotels?
For the bookish traveler, be sure to check up on the travel and leisure website for the best bookish hotel for you. All across the world, there are boutique B&Bs dedicated to libraries, different authors, and more. The Library Hotel in New York is a destination in itself with 10 floors and uniquely decorated rooms. This hotel is Dewey Decimal themed. So if you're looking to visit the Met or the Frick, you better not stay here because you may never leave the hotel grounds.
Right.
And if you want to go big, check out the world's biggest literary hotel just outside of Lisbon, Portugal, called the Literary Man. Now, are you guys just itching to go to one of these bookish places?
So I legitimately did not know that that was a thing, and now I'm like, what have I been doing with my life when I travel? I'm not staying in the right places, obviously.
I know, and the one in Portugal is like so cool. It was this former convent, so it's got like all of the cells from the nuns. So I mean, it just makes sense for it to be this place to preserve books and literature. So that one seems so cool, and I'm definitely down. So who wants to go?
Yeah.
I recently read an article about traveling through New Mexico using like a literary journey or something. I didn't read it all, but it's just how to, it's for the book lovers, what they said.
There's so much. How do you even put that on like a list? Because I mean, there are libraries, there are little cute little bookstores, there are book towns, there are book hotels now.
I know. There's so much to do. It's crazy. Well, if you're looking for some in-flight entertainment while you're en route to your next destination, you can check out the newly minted web series paying homage to a classic book series.
Stony Brook Revisited is a Babysitter's Club-inspired web series. Apple Juice Productions is putting on the show, led by founder Amanda Taylor. Taylor was a huge fan of the book series growing up, and she said the story resonated with her and made sense to be adapted for millennials today. Apple Juice Productions focuses on making content for women, by women, and has a special knack for focusing on female-centric literary adaptations. They are currently set to release a follow-up to their very popular Lily Evans and the 11th Hour, which was inspired by the Harry Potter series. Do you guys love having these outlets to explore more literary musings?
I think it's so great to find different ways to be involved in literature, like literature adjacent awesome things that you can love, especially with these web series, right? There's so many that we love.
Yeah, I mean, they're web series, and I mean, you're a huge Hobbit fan. I just realized that there are like video games for that, and there's so many different interactions.
There's a video game for everything.
Yes, but I am currently obsessed with the Edgar Allan Poe web series that's on YouTube that we talked about a couple episodes ago. I totally binged it, and I'm like 2 episodes away from the end, so don't tell me who did it. But you guys should definitely check that one out too. Yeah. So many good ones.
I love these things from the past as well. That just reminds me of my childhood and things I read, and I don't know, it just brings back warm feelings.
Yeah, so much nostalgia, and repurposing really great things to be more modern is just like a really smart way with like the Lizzie Bennet Diaries. It's just a great way to bring it back around and make it relevant today.
For sure.
Well, let us know in the comments if you're loving all these literary web series and what you're watching. But right now, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we have more news for you. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Well, if you're looking for a sweet little book to give as a gift, New York Times best-selling author Lauren Graham has come out with just the right thing.
In conclusion, Don't Worry About It is a book that offers words of encouragement to the reader. It's a great gift to give a graduate, someone looking for bouts of positivity, and of course, any Lauren Graham fan. It's an extended version of a commencement speech Graham gave at Langley High in her Virginia hometown earlier this year. Are you guys fans of Lauren Graham? Are you looking forward to this uplifting book? Actually, I know you're a fan of Lauren Graham. Tell us about her.
Oh, I really like Lauren Graham, a la the Gilmore Girls. She was Lorelai Gilmore, but she's also a really great writer, and she's come out with several books. She has a fiction book called Someday Maybe Someday, and it's about an actress that's like struggling in New York, probably from her past. She probably dug up a little there. And then last year she wrote her best-selling, New York Times best-selling book, Talking as Fast as You Can, which is a memoir of her life in Hollywood. And then, of course, this sweet little thing. So she's just a really accomplished person who's just really lovely, and I just really enjoy listening to her.
How about you? Are you a Gilmore Girls fan or Lauren Graham fan?
I'm not. I've actually never watched Gilmore Girls, so sorry. But I love the idea of this book because these are the types of things that I like to gift to people. It's like, it'll definitely be on my list. Top on my list is I typically give graduates and some of my family members things related to like finances and getting your finances together.
That's really smart. Really
Total Money Makeover has like been one of my biggest gift giving books. And this sounds like another good one.
I'd be like, what are you trying to say?
She's like, set yourself up for success.
So I have some nephews and nieces that this might be a good gift.
Yeah, for sure. I love seeing influential people just spreading positivity.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah, that's so nice. Well, when we think about books, we can't help but wonder, what books are we going to be talking about 100 years from now?
There's a new article out by Signature broaching this topic. It's certainly hard to say what will be resonating with readers 100 years from now and what will still be relevant. Signature ponders if it will be the stories that have adapted well with technology, such as Harry Potter series with its theme parks and interactive websites, or the likes of The Handmaid's Tale, which addresses political statements. So, what do you guys think?
There was like a part in this article that I really liked where she said if we accidentally mess up and civilization gets buried and like 100 years from now they have to start digging and looking for things like archaeology, are they going to uncover the Harry Potter theme park and be like, what's with these dragons and stuff, right?
Right.
So there's just like, there's a lot that goes into it. I think it's probably safe to say that both of those choices are going to live on.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Technology may die. We may have like Y2K again. There might be the apocalypse, post-apocalyptic stuff. So I don't know. I'm holding out for The Handmaid's Tale.
Well, I mean, based off our conversations about crazy things that schools are doing, it's hard to say because they might say you can't read this and then kids won't have access to it. And if kids are spending more time on their phone than in a book,
Be lost.
it'll be lost. It might be whatever's turned into a TV show.
I don't know. I
so
think
true.
there might be like kind of the Streisand effect. So if you're like censoring something, people are going to want it even more, and then it is more talked about.
Okay.
That's a good point about TV shows, though. So probably things that have been adapted into bigger, just more saturated things like Harry Potter and The Handmaid's Tale, actually, at this point. But yeah, things that find legs and they move. That's probably the things that will live on.
But then again, I'm thinking, well, you never know because there's TV shows I watched growing up that I don't know any kids out there watching Dawson's Creek. But I'll rewatch the whole thing all over again to take me back to high school.
So good.
Well, let us know in the comments what books you think will live on to be important 100 years from now. Right now, we're going to take a quick break and go over to Tiffany and check out what she's been reading. So, Tiffany, what's on your nightstand?
Good morning, everybody. I've got another great book for your nightstand. I hope that maybe you read Barkskins with me in a previous nightstand episode. And if so, you'll know why I had to pick up this book. It's been on the bestseller list for quite some time. It's called The Hidden Life of Trees, and it's by Peter Wohlhuben. And he is a German forester, and he talks about the interconnectedness of the trees. And he takes the time to remind us to slow down and tune into nature. So he explains trees as having a world wood web, and the way that they communicate with each other. They're more than just producing oxygen and wood for paper and wood products. He talks about how when they're paired and one dies, the other usually dies, and he really brings a human essence to it. He takes the science terms out of it, and you can totally take a walk in the woods with this awesome book, The Hidden Life of Trees. I hope you love it as much as I do, and you can get this hardcover book for just 99 cents in the flash sale.
All right, thank you so much, Tiffany. We will be sure to check that book out. In the meantime, we'd like to finish up by bringing light to an issue that has long plagued librarians.
Before the Weinstein case was the Harpy case, back when it wasn't famous actors speaking out and finally getting a major issue attention, but rather librarians. Nina de Jesus and Lisa Raby spoke out against a male colleague and were sued for defamation, where Joseph Murphy asked for $1.25 million. Today, countless librarians struggle with dealing with sexual harassment as library jobs are seen as public service jobs. Kelly Jensen with Book Riot created a survey on October 16th and distributed it across social media, with 250 responses by the time the article was released. This survey has definitely given the public greater insight into the problem of sexual harassment in the library.
So I feel like this is a really important thing for people to think about, just the way that they interact with these kind of public figures, because librarians are so open to just an array of people coming in to their doors and just inside the building that they have to interact with, and it's their job. So like, it can be a really tricky situation for them.
Yeah, for sure. And they're so about being open. So, I mean, you don't want to like ban someone from the library, you know, and so they put up with so stinking much. I mean, with these responses, if you guys want to check out that link, I mean, these librarians had countless really heartbreaking stories, but they were like not sure if they were sexually harassed or not because they're so focused on giving great customer service and, you know, offering themselves out to the public and helping them out with books and things. So it's sad.
This is really sad. It just makes me think of, unless you've worked in some public service or service related field, like you don't get it. And I think that changes the way you treat people as well.
Yeah.
If you've ever even just waited tables or worked fast food. And the sad thing is that I don't think of any place I ever worked, which I've waited tables all throughout college. I worked as a librarian. No one ever once taught me how to respond to unwanted comments or anything like that. And I remember the time it happened to me, and I was just in shock.
Yeah.
I was like, what are you saying to me? And I went to someone, and they didn't make a big deal out of it, and then later another boss did. And I was like, it's kind of too late, guys. Like,
Yeah.
this happened, and it's just too late. Like,
Definitely training, right?
Definitely training. I mean, with librarians, they are being trained on how to deal with like helping people. So you have a lot of people coming in who are impoverished, who are homeless, and they're so trained on like helping make sure that everyone's okay, or if there's like a shooting, making sure that like all of their patrons are safe. But they're not really trained to protect themselves or to, you know, catch these signs.
Yeah.
So it's just sad. I don't know, but
It's
you guys
sad.
can definitely chime in on that.
I think all of us, next time we're in our library, should just do something really sweet for the librarian.
Yeah.
Say a kind word. Just say thank you for what you do. Give a smile and let them know that they're appreciated.
That's really
nice.
sweet. Yeah, I love that.
Oh. Well, let us know in the comments about what you think about this whole issue that's become really an ongoing topic in social media, the issue of sexual harassment and the issue of sexual harassment in library, and how can we solve this? What can we do?
And don't forget about that flash sale that we have going on today, guys. So for 19 minutes after this show, you can get your copy of The Hidden Life of Trees for only 99 cents, and that link will be in the comments below.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today. I'm Mo.
I'm Andrea.
I'm Morgan.
And we will be back on Wednesday. So until then, keep reading, writing, and being awesome. I know we will. Bye.
Bye.